Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ghostly. Hello, everybody out in internet land. How goes it? Wait, what? My profile picture. Oh, you mean the logo thing? Yeah, it's this really shitty drawing of a penguin with a sword and a book that's on fire. Doesn't make any sense. Or what do you mean? What are you talking about? So very unhinged, no. Oh, Steam. Oh, you mean like on video game Steam? Like my Steam is my Steam profile around? I guess you can. Is it Shinji? It might still be Shinji with two guns. That might actually be what it is. Hold on. I'm assuming you're talking about. That's a joke, Ghostly. It's an old there's a famous picture. I can't remember what rapper it is that has the has that picture's from with the two guns and the I can't remember, like the White Sox or Red Sox hat or whatever he's wearing, but it's Shinji Ikari from Evangelion, which I'm almost positive you haven't seen. It's an old Yeah, it's Evangelion, yeah. And the joke of that is, like, Shinji is just a wet noodle of a human being. So just the image of gangster Shinji was... I've had that... That's been my Steam... I'm surprised you found that. That's been my Steam profile picture. That's had to have been on there since, like, 15 years now? 15 years, I think. I don't think I've ever changed that. That has just been the profile picture that I have used. Well, yeah, that I've had on Steam when I first got it, which would have been a long time ago. Okay, Ghost Stories. Oh, wait, Ghostly, you've seen Ghost Stories? Oh no, Ghostly, did you watch the dub of Ghost Stories? Like the super, the one like where they just rewrote the whole show, but the people in Texas dubbed it? I'm surprised you've seen Ghost Stories. Definitely old. That's old 2002 humor, internet humor for sure. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not even the dub where they try to make it funny is not great, but there are some standout bits, particularly with the rabbit episode are funny. Okay, he knew it was one of them. I found that very amusing. I found it 14, 15 years ago. Whenever I did it, I definitely found it amusing. I should probably change that. I just forget that that's what my logo is on Steam. Ghostly had you had an anime rabbit hole during COVID. That's a good time to do it. If you're gonna deep dive on anime, COVID's not a bad time to. You got the time, particularly because old anime shows. I mean, like if you were watching like old stuff, like old Sailor Moon, or I mean, Jesus, anything from the 90s and before the 90s, like a season of anime was like 50 some odd episodes a season, so it's just hundreds of episodes. Hence why even as a fan of the genre, I generally only watch movies these days. I very rarely ever watch a show. The only thing she probably walked away enjoying was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, that's the most popular one. People like that. People like Full Metal Alchemist. I could never get into it, but I've tried. I remember this was before Brotherhood, but the original Full Metal Alchemist show before This would have been 2004, I think, 2004, 2005. But I remember my high school that was my high school sweetheart's favorite show. So she would always keep trying to get me to watch that, and I watched it. I just could, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Full Metal Alchemist that just never registered with me. I appreciate the slow burn writing style. Yeah, yeah. I appreciated that. I definitely appreciated it taking its time. I think it was just the world, for whatever reason, the world and the kind of like I was really opposed to like shonen shows, like just action shows in general, that weren't like Cowboy Bebop or like or Evangelion. Evangelion doesn't even count because it's just deeply existential and about depression and suicide and also like Gnostic mythology and philosophy and like old archaic Jewish and Christian like philosophy with Buddhism. Just it's all about a lot of things. So that one always, that's why I always loved that one. But yeah, I could never. I should probably go back and try Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Every few years I go back to it and give it a shot. It might click. One of these days it might click. I was impressed by the plot, but yeah, so that's the big thing. That is the thing that show just universally does well, is the character relationships, particularly between the two brothers. It's a rough one to get into, I can see. Yeah, and then fortunately as I get older, that becomes a roadblock. It becomes a harder and harder roadblock for me to overcome because I just don't have I don't have the kind of time that you can just kind of sit and marathon a show like that. I do try though. I do try to keep up with, like, in the recent anime circles, I have really made an effort to keep up with Apothecary Diaries, because that show is legitimately like solid. It's a solid show, but once you're into the thick of it, you are into the thick of it. That tends to happen. Escaflowne was like that. Escaflowne was kind of like, it was interesting, but like when it hit hard. And then unfortunately they truncated the second season, so it wrapped up really fast. But that show, Escaflowne, that show was badass. I recommend for the next long flight you have. Okay, I'll add it to the list. I will add it to my drive of things to watch on a plane. The only problem with watching things on like laptops and iPads. Also, Sensei, you have a DM. Uh-oh, do I? Okay, what is this? Oh God! What? Did you do another one, Ghostly? More memes? Of course you did. Okay. Virgil the Music Venue, Virtual Schism. That's solid. That worked. That one. That hits. That hits. The idea of you making memes for a script is wild to me, Ghostly, but it works. That was stepped in shit, Clint. Jesus. I think the clown face is what really adds to it. Pretty much all the kids in Schism. Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time. That's good. That's good. That's true. That is true. When you mentioned Virgil dying dressed up as the Crow, it did make me completely rethink how I kill him. Hey, Poison Dart, welcome in. Welcome. I'm doing well. How are you? Ghostly made memes based on the script that I wrote last, so I'm going through them now. But how are you, Poison Dart? How goes your week so far? I guess leading into the holiday weekend. Okay, let's see. A rage-inducing trauma film, a movie about the power of friendship. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. I like. Thanks for making that about me out of that, Ghostly. Me, no, that's the same. It's the same thing. I literally cannot differentiate the two. A movie about the power of friendship and trauma. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, Ghostly. These are. If this is how you spent your sick time, I find your sick time well spent. I felt the need to fire a shot, but you did fire. You fired that one. You definitely fired a shot for sure. Wait, there's more. I'm good. Hyper focused on my hell yes, Poison Dart. Hyper focused on your book. Been working on for 12 hours straight. Holy crap! Well, definitely stretch your legs. Get something to drink. I hope you've been eating, or have at least snacked. But if you have not, please do so. But I'm very happy to hear that you're knocking out the book. So good on you. That's always good. These are miscellaneous. What? Just all these memes. It's just banger memes. Okay. Us with good. I mean, my husband brought me tea a few times, but he's passed out now. Oh dear. Okay. All right. just awake long enough to get you tea and then back. Well, try if you can. Definitely get some food or something to snack on. You gotta wash your eyes out, not your ears, huh, Ghostly? Just gotta just faucet straight to the eyes. And I'm not gonna stop. I'm not. That's what happens. It's gonna be my boomer. It's gonna be my boomer moment where I just keep saying the words that the kids don't want you to say. But like, what happens if I just talk about Rizzo from like the Muppet Show? Is that different? If I just add an O at the end of it, is that okay? Pretty much all the lightlings. It's just a cat. First of all, that's my child. Very true, Ghostly. For context, lightlings was the nickname I made for. Got that word? Yeah, I figured that, Ghostly. That makes sense. I mean, I'll throw my shoe at him, and he will wake up. He's only across the room. He chose to fall asleep in my office. How dare him? Stop trying to find loopholes. I'd say. That's what I'm, you know, as a capitalist pig, you have to get good at law, and law is all loophole. Law is all about loopholes, man. Particularly capitalist pig law. You clearly hyper fixating on the Riz thing. It's very funny. Ghostly, Riz is for, charisma? Oh, okay. Oh, I got Riz is for charisma. Is that how I said that? That's probably how I said that. That's fair. That's fair. It means it does have a comfy bed, so I can't blame him. But yeah, his snoring is definitely not the best music to work to. Yeah, I'd boot him out. Boot him out. Get out of my office. Get out. Did I say it? I probably did say it that way. Hey, Cryptid. Sorry I'm late. No. You're all good, Cryptid. I mean, the rain sounds delightful. Yes, it plays in the back of my nightmares. That's good. That's solid. That's I'm not proud of that. It's good to know. It's good to know that I can still traumatize people. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh my, yeah, clearly I traumatized you because you are just hyper fixating on the Riz thing, which is very funny. just completely hyper fixating on it. Oh, that's very Ghostly made a bunch of memes, except for it's just about the Riz thing. It's literally, yeah, it's just that. Like, it's clearly like, I think this might be, it's definitely struck a chord with Ghostly, because clearly Ghostly is hyper fixating on it. Wildlight DMing for a bunch of kids, the kids teaching him Gen Z lingo. It's not that bad. The teaching me the lingo, the kids' lingo is not too bad. I had to do some rearranging, but I got the library door open, so hopefully I cool off even with the rain. Oh, yeah. Is it muggy out there? It might be muggy. I always forget that, like, when it's hot, you can still rain and still be, you know, it just makes everything humid and gross. I don't know if the rain comes in that corner of the porch, but we're about to find out. Okay. For the love of God, quit saying Riz or draw 25. it's I think it's even more funny that you just can't it's like that you just made this many about the Riz thing would have probably have faded into the ether, but now it might become a thing because Ghostly's just not having it. Oh, that's very funny. I'm gonna need Skysec Parrot explained at some point. Oh, that's from an article. Yeah, that's we'll see if I get to that. Now the Riz will never die. This is kind of how you immortalize it. Ghostly watching Twilight say Riz for the third time in one stream. Yeah, we might. Oh, that's a good idea, Cryptid. Yeah, I might have to hit up Moon Runes about an emote for literally for Riz. That's really funny, Ghostly. The one of just like the pursing of the lips, the just bitch did not just say that a third time. It's very funny. Twilight living under a bus, not knowing what's cool since 2004. Upgrade. I like not knowing what's cool since 2004. I didn't know what was cool in 2004. That Ghostly. That never changed. Twilight using current youth slang, go back. Twilight using risen casual conversation. I said go back. Those are very funny, Ghostly. Those are very funny. You can also, if you want, you can post those into the channel. Yeah, that's totally fine too. Yeah, Ghostly dropping all the memes. Yeah, drop the memes. I'm glad to see that you spent your sick time. Clearly traumatized by me using kid lingo. I like how there was one about cats, which makes sense for everybody in everybody in the community, and then the rest of them are just obsessed with the fact that or like traumatized by the fact that I kept saying saying Riz. The Virgil ones, the Schism ones are on point though, Ghostly. Those I do love particularly the Clint and the trauma being the same as movie about the power of friendship. Absolutely delightful. It just hits this spot in the uncanny valley. Oh, you mean me saying you mean the Riz thing? Okay. The uncanny valley, what, watching an old man just walk around saying that. You can't stop me from saying Rizzo though. You can't, cause he's my little rat. He's a rat and he's my boy. You, my ancient sensei, saying the words of my peers. Mm-hmm. It's how I'm gonna blend in, Ghostly. It's how I'm gonna blend in and disappear. What was it in Shakespeare and Henry V, where Henry V pretends to be Rizzo the Rat? Is that no, from the Muppets? That was actually how I first learned about that is like what I'm so lost. I show up 15 minutes late and all hell breaks loose. Yeah, right. No, it was light the candle, not the rat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's from I remember originally I actually thought kids thinking back on it when they did go around saying that, like saying Riz, like I thought that's actually what I thought they were talking about. I was like, "Oh, cool. The kids still like the Muppets. They're talking about Rizzo." Not what they were talking about. My Mr. Miyagi speaking the Newfoundling speech of children. Yeah, that's what I'm there. That's what I'm there for, Ghostly. I'm there to. You gotta keep it. Oh, wow, you sweet Muppet. Yep, that's. You gotta keep yourself young. You gotta try to keep yourself young of mind and heart. So if that means having to adopt the strange phonetic patterns that the children are spewing, then damn it. Why was the F? Why the F was you sweet Muppet censored? Wait, was it? It wasn't censored for me. Wait, Ghostly, is that censored for you? Coming from the curmudgeon Muppet, advice on staying young hits different. Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah. You have your Senor chat on? What is on? And it was the auto mod. Oh, I got you. Oh, that like mutes words. Oh, that I always forget that you can do that for yourself. Interesting. Very interesting. It's interesting. I wonder what it's flagging there. That's okay. All right. Yeah, that's very funny. While I'd have no expectation of coherency, I've been feverish since Sunday. I can given the hyperfixation on Rizzo, on the Rizzo thing. That's that makes sense. I can see that. I think I can see the fever expressing itself in certain ways. Oh, also there's Rizza too. You have Rizzo, Rizza. There's a lot of like. Come on, like it makes sense. I can get behind it. I can get behind it. It's very funny. Okay. All right, we got ads rolling. We got ads rolling. I am going to be working off stream at least for the first couple of sprints today. Look, I replayed the Jessup VOD and your pronunciation was both hilarious and haunting. Wait, my pronunciation of the Oh, was it during Jessup that I said Riz? My pronunciation of Riz? Or do you mean when I said charisma? Oh, okay. Riz is for you. I mean, I might have to listen to see how I said that because it clearly, it was hilarious and haunting. It clearly struck a nerve. Charisma. You've created a new autistic stem in me. You've said it on I think both the last. That's probably true, Cryptid. I probably have. You created a new autistic stem in me. Charisma. I'd have to go back and see how I said it, but I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't find it deeply amusing. Anyway, I am going to have to be doing corporate work. New stim unlocked. Yeah. So I will be working off mic and off camera for our sprints today because I have so much work to do, or so much corporate work to do. That's okay. Mine is still worse, Ghostly. You're doing all right. It's very funny. It's very funny. Although God, this Clint one from Schism is very funny. Clint. Oh, I do love that. Those Schism ones are on point. So thank you, Ghostly. Thank you for entertaining us all while you're sick. So I appreciate it. All right, how are we doing here? Should we dive into sprints? It was both hilarious and horrifying, much like 9/11 Electric Boogaloo. The Riz emoji, not the snake plant emoji. Got it. I've taken note. Yeah, exactly. I live to jest. You definitely you bring the laughter every time, Ghostly, and I always appreciate it. So thank you. Very funny. All right, let's dive in. Let's go get work done. For everybody out there writing, good luck with the words. I hope they treat you well, and we will. Oh wait, I don't have the timer open. I just realized that happened. That makes things hard. Let me bring the timer. Did we not? Where are you? Where are you, timer? No. There we go. Yay, there we go. All right. Okay, everybody. Happy writing. I'm going to turn on some jams, and we'll see you on the other side. And away we go. Alrighty, everyone, that is the end of that sprint. Hopefully it treated you all well. Hold on 1 second, let me just get the music here. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. Yeah, it's got to be a lot of pressure having to follow her father's legacy. How am I gonna see? The thing is I thought she handled it a lot better than, say, like Cronenberg's son, because Cronenberg's son is definitely trying to out weird his dad, and you're not, and also his movies aren't that great, but he's clearly trying. Let me start the down timer. There we go. He's like clearly trying, but like she was, but she had like more interest, like similar like thematic concerns as her dad. But I think it's more just the fact that, like, I mean, it's definitely hard on her. It's hard to follow up anyone who's like an iconic artist. I can't even imagine what it's like trying to like stake out your own claim and not be overshadowed by that. But at the same time, like, just the industry wasn't, it's like really hard to get stuff like that made these days. The fact that they got Twin Peaks: The Return made is like mind blowing, because nobody is financing stuff like that these days. So it's just really hard to get stuff made. I think me and writing I think me and writing might need to go to couples counseling. Ghostly. Yeah, it's like you have been a juggernaut. Like, exactly, Cryptid. You've been a juggernaut. You can take a breather. I feel like just take a couple deep breaths. It's okay. It's okay to have sometimes a contentious relationship with your art and your craft. That's okay. That's why you got to like develop other other interests, from drawing to just or other ways of artistic expression. Sometimes it gives you time, go experiment with one thing, and you'll feel, sometimes it helps coming back to the other one a little bit. Yeah, you can tell she's definitely got her own direction, which helps a lot when you've got the looming shadow of success. Exactly, Paris. Yeah, it's definitely good that she kind of had her own thing. Ghostly, I yell at, yeah, it was like, it's okay to yell at your manuscript. Also, you are sick too, Ghostly, which also means that you might struggle. I certainly don't do my best writing. I definitely don't do my best writing when I am exhausted and sleepy. So, or feverish, for that matter. Although apparently, I don't know if I might have talked about this, but apparently James Cameron came up with the idea of the Terminator when he had like a really terrible flu and was like feverish and couldn't sleep. Apparently the image of the iconic image of the Terminator, at least where it's like stepping on the skulls at the opening of the first movie, apparently came to him in like a fever dream. So sometimes maybe you get hit with inspiration, but I don't think he did the writing part when he was sick, but maybe the idea came. Sometimes it's best to just read when you're not feeling the writing. Yeah. Reading, yeah, like after, it's kind of why I've been like hesitant to like dive right back into trying to work on another script. Like I'm still kind of structuring some things for some other script ideas and kind of coming up with some ideas out there. That's why I'm trying to focus on doing lookbook stuff for the Cyber Punk Rom Com, like some more like different aesthetic skills after finishing a script. Because I feel like it's for me, I feel like it's healthy to maybe take a breather, because if I'm like overwriting constantly, it can I tend to think that at least the quality of my work goes down. It's day 1701. Jesus, it's so long. It's so many days. I think we might just be at that midlife crisis part of a marriage. That's if you're gonna write every day, Ghostly, you got a lot more days before you're gonna get to the midlife crisis part of the marriage. You might be in the early hiccup phase of the marriage, but also like don't beat yourself up too hard about it. Okay, it's okay. It's okay it's okay to struggle with it or not get along with it. That is okay. Lord knows, even married people aren't enamored with each other all the time. You can be madly in love until the day you die, and sometimes you're just like, bro, take out the trash. Or something like that. I don't know. You know, you can be enamored. You could, it's every relationship. You just be kind to yourself and kind to your craft. No need to beat yourself up. I always treat my creative brain as a sponge. If I've wrung it out, it probably needs to rehydrate. That's a good idea too, Cryptid. Yeah, watch movies, read books, or listen to books, whatever it might be. That's solid advice. Doctor Cryptid here to help. Exactly. All things ebb and flow. Yeah, yeah. My brother way back in the day used to describe. He used to call that refilling the well. Um, that was definitely a thing where it was just like sometimes you gotta refill the well. Which is why I've got a laundry list of westerns I'm watching, which I am very excited for Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, because I have never seen that movie. It's a Sam Peckinpah movie, and it was Sam Peckinpah's last major western, and it was his so long and goodbye to the western, the sort of romanticized mythology of the West, while also being a deeply anti-western and anti-capital film. So I'm very excited, and I haven't seen it, so that's how I'm gonna refill my well to try to get me back in western headspace. The past two chapters of Jessup were just rough, so I think that if you got back to back rough chapters, Ghostly, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Um, I mean, you're always free to take a break from the project and move over to a different project. That also can be refreshing too, particularly if you really are struggling with a particular section of the story. Um, Yeah, project hopping. I try to use project. I mean, I'm always doing like three different things with each project, so it makes it a little bit easier to project hop for me. But I feel like if you've got multiple stories you're writing, just maybe try to, or come up with a new one. Write a short, something like that. Just write like a 1 page short story. Um, Sometimes that used to help me break me out of writer's block, where I would just do like a 500 word, try to tell like a weird short story about usually something inconsequential with just a nothing story. And sometimes I had some really good ideas come out of that. Oh, many we got to show Ghostly Tombstone. Oh yeah, Ghostly did. Yeah, Tombstone's great. Oh, Patty's gonna do Once Upon a Time in the West is iconic. That's probably one of the greatest westerns ever made. Um, you gotta give Sergio Leone a lot of credit, because one of my all time favorite. Because people forget that Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is actually a Civil War movie. It is a western, but it's like a deeply cynical Civil War movie, and I kind of love it for that. But like Once Upon a Time in the West was one of the greatest westerns ever made. Unforgiven, obviously, and then of course Sam Peckinpah, The Wild Bunch, fantastic. Um, I've been dredging up my spy books again. Oh, that's badass, Cryptid. Twilight, I'm always ping ponging. I have no issue playing Forager. I've just been sick of storytelling recently. Oh, I mean, I get that. Okay, just in general, you are doing it every day, so that might that might wear on even the most that that's a lot of days to do it, Ghostly. But I do understand that. I do understand that. Just I'm tired of telling story. Yeah, I get that. That's okay. But I haven't died yet. I think you should be able to allow yourself a break. I just think you should be able to take a break. Uh, yeah, take a break. Or I mean, if you really feel like you can't take a break, you can try a different type of storytelling that's not even really like storytelling. You're kind of doing that actually with the camera, even though that's associated with work. Even if it's not narrative, there are ways to craft and do like artistic projects that don't necessarily have to tell a story. Sometimes they can just be an expression of an emotion or a mood or just capturing reality. You can take a breather whenever you want. That is true. Yeah, you do hold yourself to a crazy standard, Ghostly. I will say. I fear that would send me down a spiral I cannot manage right now. Oh, poor Ghostly. That's rough. Yeah, definitely don't send yourself down a spiral, but you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself, kid. Yeah, do a tiny amount of words. Or work on outlining instead of word count, yeah. I've been doing this thing every day for 4 years. Breaking is something I think I need to prepare for over time. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I do see that. I do feel like you have really gone at it hard. Yeah, I find breaks essential. It's that old forest for the trees adage. Yeah, Payuska, there's a point where you just I could not survive what Ghostly does to herself. I have to have breaks. I have to have breaks, or everything I would be doing would be terrible. I have to be able to think about things. I have to be able to. I have to actually be able to like. I have to be able to walk and stew with ideas that I don't necessarily put onto the page. I have to think. I have to Winnie the Pooh it, where you sit there and just tap your chin and think. um, yeah, changing of it. Hey, 1312, how are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. We're actually just about to dive into our next sprint. May I be Icarus? You might be Ghostly. Me neither. My body would not tolerate it. I have to let the books cook. Yep, gotta let them cook. You gotta cook in the kitchen. It takes time. Because sometimes even just thinking about it, just pondering ideas is technically writing. It is technically creating something. It doesn't necessarily mean you're putting words to page. Um, but that's because it's a multifaceted. That's what makes the arts so interesting. Is that they kind of are, they kind of are your life. They do, even if you're not necessarily at the desk doing it immediately. You're kind of always doing it. 1312, doing good, doing good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good, good. Glad you're doing well. We should probably dive into our next sprint. I got to go back to do corporate overlord nonsense, so I will be doing that. So I'll be off camera and off mic. At least the work will be. But for everybody out there who is writing, good luck with the words or whatever you're doing, or maybe just relaxing, maybe just chilling. Feel free to chill. Let's go do it. Happy writing, everybody. And away we go. Alrighty, everybody. That was the end of that sprint. That one actually like snuck up on me. Luckily, the program finally decided to work, so I can actually get a little bit of work done. That was nice. Hopefully, everybody had good luck with the words. Alright, start the down timer. Bam. Sensei, where do you listen to your music? Where do I listen to it? Like, where's... Oh, like app? I have Apple Music. Because I'm a music snob. But Apple Music tends to have like really high quality. They have like lossless usually. I guess Spotify does now, but they didn't used to. Fine. Why, Ghostly? What's or were you hoping I like have like playlists on YouTube or something? I have some music stored on YouTube. Some stuff like some old recordings that I've only been able to find that people have uploaded to YouTube. I do have some, but it's not generally where I listen to my music. You call him a fossil and you're surprised? I was like, okay, wait a minute. Now, where do the kids listen to music? It's, aside from, calling for boycotts on Spotify, I was like, doesn't everybody listen to music on Spotify? Or YouTube? YouTube Music's big. I was going to kindly share my Southern Gothic playlist, but since you're an elitist, you can share it. I'll listen to it. I will listen to it I'd love to listen to your Southern Gothic playlist. Is it on YouTube? Oh no, yeah, I don't use Spotify. You can send me the list if you send me the link to the Spotify, I can just reconstruct it in Apple Music. Yeah, I don't use Spotify. I'm not a huge fan of both them. I mean, all companies are evil, but Spotify is like extra evil. And I hate their algorithm. I mean, I hate Apple's algorithm too, but their music sounds terrible. No, it all sounds the same. To be honest, for whatever reason, I never really, I also didn't want to pay for Spotify too. I get it. I get the Apple stuff through like a thing I use for work, so I get access to Apple Music through that. It's convenient, so I swallow it. I mean, we all, don't worry, Ghostly, we all do. We all live in that's the whole problem with living into a corporate hellscape that we live in. We all have to. But it is convenient, and it does help you. I mean, playlist building is huge. But if you share, yeah, you can share it, Ghostly. I'll reconstruct it in Apple Music so I can listen to it. I don't even have a streaming music store, just some songs stored in iTunes. That was the other reason too, Patio Skunk, is because I had a lot of music in iTunes. I had bought a lot of music independently through Bandcamp and a couple of other places, but for whatever, I was able to like store all that in my iTunes account. I had bought some stuff through iTunes. I actually still buy music through iTunes occasionally, just stuff that's like has like licensing restrictions. So it actually makes it easier for me, at least. Also, I like the idea that I can buy music. I don't have to constantly stream it to have access to it. And usually Apple Music, I can find it, find out where to buy it, and all that. But that's because I don't like streaming culture. But I'm kind of in a similar. I had like hard drives full of music that I had like completely organized in iTunes for years before Apple Music was ever a thing. Being old school, I had a lot of CDs I ripped through iTunes. Yeah, me too. Yeah, because the Apple lossless codec is solid. Exactly. Yep. Patio Skunk gets me. Yeah, that's the pretentious music side of things. But yes, Apple. That was one of the big reasons I ripped a lot of my CDs, particularly a lot of the CDs I got in Japan. That you can only, or at least I was only ever able to get in Japan. I ripped a lot of that music into iTunes. For that reason. The lossless codec is really nice. Fair, it would have been I would be on 8 tracks where it's still around. Oh man, 8 tracks is wild, Cryptid. That is hell yeah. Thanks for making me miss me old, my ye old MP3 player. You know what? Okay, so I had this is definitely going to be an old man moment. This will hopefully amuse amuse the youngins, but Atrex was a great site. But I last night so I have like I have like a screens off where like all screens go off and I just sit and read like late at night before I go to bed. Um and but I do play music, and I hate that it's like all linked through my phone usually, where like it goes through my it's either that or the Apple TV thing that I can use that like brings it through like iTunes. Um, but I was sitting there and I was literally like, what if I just got rid of my phone and got an old MP3 player or like an old iPod Touch, and then I was like, can you even get one of those anymore? Like one of those things just to like it's completely cut off from the internet except for music and I could just have it. And I was like, that might be the most like regressive technology stance I've had in a long time. To just be like, what if I got rid of my phone and just completely went back to just an MP3 player? Because this is the only time I really want to use it, and then I could have the phone actually just be off and completely disregarded. It's only a matter of time before I go back to a landline. It's gonna happen. But that's almost the thing that sucks is that's like an affordability thing though. Particularly if you're working freelance, you pretty much can't afford to not be constantly available to contact on your phone. Um, which is a pain, which is a big pain. Um, but like your ability to enforce like a sort of enforce like a sort of technological separation in that way. Be like, nope, I've got a landline now, cell phone for when I travel or whatever, but that's it. That's like it actually is like more expensive and usually like quote unquote a privilege. It's like a financial privilege to do that. It's we're so bought into the technological sphere. It's killing me. Because there's definitely a part of me that is increasingly just like looking at like my phone and all technology, and I'm just like, you are poison for the mind. I miss the flip phone. I can see it full rotary. Exactly. Oh yeah, thrift it for sure. Uh, it was up to about 2 years ago that Ghostly only listened to music on our father's old iPod Touch with all the music he had illegally downloaded onto circa 2008. I mean, you know, I'm sure we all did that. We all did plenty of that. I had hard drives in college, and that would be circa around that time, a little bit between '06 and 10. Um that makes me so fucking happy, Ghostly. Yeah, exactly. I miss the flip phone. Only reason I switched is people kept. That's the thing, Patty Skunk, is because that's, So if you want like the old curmudgeon, there is nothing new about the old curmudgeon. So literally, it was because of my girlfriend that I even started texting. Like I was fundamentally, like ethically, morally, and very pretentiously opposed to texting. And I remember when my mother forced me to get a phone, like forced, like for like I'm sure I've told this story. I'm sure I've told this story before, where my mother, when I was started driving, that's when the rule that I had to have a phone just in case I got in trouble or broke down or something. And I would like keep throwing it away in a movie theater every time. I would just be like, I don't know, I lost my phone, Mom. And she started punishing me financially for that, because I would huck the phone and get rid of it. But I remember this would have been my junior into senior year of high school, so 05 to '06. So I remember everyone texting, and I'm just like, this. I'm not, because at the time you had to text. The way you would text was the 3-digit texting. 333-444. You have to actually type in on the old keys. So it wasn't like an actual keyboard. It's like the old phone keyboard thing. But like, I was like, I pretty much was one of those. If you want to talk to me, you're gonna have to call me or talk to me in person. I'm not texting at all. I was literally like, I'm not having AOL Instant Messenger in my pocket. I think is how I put it. And I remember she would text me because we worked together at the movie theater. She would text me constantly, and I just wouldn't reply, just at all. Just like, nah, I'm not replying. I'm done. Nope. And it was literally because like I was in love with her that I started texting on my stupid phone. And then see, look what it did to my brain. Look what it did. Look at what it did to old man brain. Now I'm just spilling out my ears and out my nose, as my father would say. Anyway, that's the story about how I started texting, and I still regret it. I resisted texting as hard as I could. I would call people, and they would. Yeah, that's Patty a Skunk. I definitely had a few of those where I call. Yeah, look at love did to me. For I am for the worse I am. Look at love did to me. Look at what love did me for the worse I am. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yep. I was such a oh god. I used to smoke a pipe too. I remember I smoked a pipe outside. I mean, I smoked a pipe for years, but that was the period where I started smoking a pipe as like a 16, 17-year-old kid. Anyway. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I still have it. I don't smoke it anymore, but I still have it. Anyway, Ghostly is reading a new book. Oh, what book are you reading? At 16? Oh, yeah, smoking was cool back in our day, all right? I didn't start smoking cigarettes till much later, and I only did that I did for a much shorter time, too. Was it Sherlock Holmes style pipe? It was, like, it wasn't like the full style pipe. Because we were nerds, a lot of it was like Gandalf pipes, because Lord of the Rings was out, everybody wanted a long church warden pipe, like the Gandalf pipe. So a lot of them were like that. The curmudgeon Muppet long in the making. Yeah. Sensei, I love you, but you're a fucking spaz. Wait, what was the spaz? The pipe smoking or just me? Oh shit. Oh, you're reading Jason Pargin's book. John dies at the end. Okay. All right. It'd be interesting to see what you think of that. I'm very hit or miss with him, but I do like some of his books. Um God, I remember reading his essays way back in the old Cracked? I think it was Cracked. God. Oh, okay, that's fair. Spaz period. No, not the smoky, just 16-year-old with a pipe is such an image. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have some pictures. Luckily, they're not online, but they're people have sent them to me of me in high school, my senior year of high school, just puffing on a pipe. Just baby faced child. I'm a literal child just sitting at a campfire smoking a pipe. Oh yeah. Anyway, um, Ghostly, we knew this already. Just say Descartes, Descartes 3 times and get me to rant about Descartes. Writing my first isekai. Hey, Rune Wolf, welcome in. Oh hell yeah! Writing an isekai. Speaking of Escaflowne, best isekai ever made was Escaflowne. Hell yeah! All right, we'll dive in. This will be our last sprint. We're only doing 3 today. I will still be off mic, unfortunately, but yeah, why don't we get to it? Oh, here. This was the last pipe I had. This was the last one I used. I still have it on a shelf, but that was what I used to smoke. At least in my that's what I used to smoke in my 30s. All right. It's gonna be different and going to be something for fun, sure. Nice. Hell yeah. All right. We are going to dive into our sprints. Happy writing, everybody, and we will catch you on the other side. And away we go. Alrighty. That is the end of that sprint. Oh, God. Nice tea and a break from the Overlords. But Tort, maybe, one might call Tort being love, but really what that just means is chaos and spite. Who knows? That's very funny. That was really funny though. It's funny because we came up with that like slogan before we ever really even knew what Tor was gonna be. Sensei, I have a question. No stream Thursday? No, there should be a stream Thursday. Didn't I say there was gonna be a stream Thursday? I thought I did. Did I fuck up? I might have messed up. Hold on. No, there should be a stream Thursday. Yeah, today and Thursday. Yep. It's Friday that we're there's no stream on Friday because I have to take care. I have to it's in the Discord. It was not mentioned? I thought so. It's in the Discord. Yeah, there should be a stream Thursday. Friday I have to take care of the Golden Boy because my neighborhood explodes. I mean, Ghostly, you are sick. Go chill. You're fine. Go rest. God. Yeah. No, yeah, it's Friday because my neighborhood explodes. Yeah, Ghostly, definitely like, yeah. Please take care of yourself. But with that, I think we are gonna call it. I am gonna go make dinner and take a break from the corporate overlords. Friday Blast Records, and give that Golden Boy all the calm treats. Yeah, he will get all the calm treats. It's probably gonna be even more. It's probably gonna be even more insane because all the public fireworks are not happening, or at least a lot of the local ones. So a lot of people are staying home. You can probably guess why. So a lot of folks are staying home, and so it's probably going to be extra. It's probably gonna be a lot of extra fireworks. At least the neighborhood fireworks. So hopefully the spot next door to me doesn't light on fire again. No, they've been saying that for years. Yeah, right. Dinner, yes. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm glad it rained a lot here, so the locals have a much harder time saying the wood's on fire. That is good, Patio Skunk. That is good. Always good to have like damp. Yeah, again, yeah. The plot right outside that window has in the past caught on fire thanks to rogue fireworks flying. It's usually not a problem. Like, my cats generally don't care about the bangs. It's when the bangs are, because they get really close to the windows and it'll rattle the windows because they explode like right out in front of my porch. So it just like will explode, the windows rattle, and that freaks the cats out more than the actual explosions themselves. So also sometimes, it's how it is with fireworks. They go haywire, and then I gotta make sure that like my tortoise isn't gonna catch fire on my patio or something like that. All right. Well, anyway, as is life. Exactly. All right, everybody. I think, let's see. For everybody who wants to keep writing, who should we go raid? Is there anybody on? Let me see. Of course, Ghostly. Feel better, Ghostly. Please take care of yourself. Let's see. Is there anybody on? Alright, I guess Lady Winter's on. So we'll just go right in for everybody who wants to keep on writing. For the rest of us, I will catch you on Thursday. But have a good night. Love you all. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and we'll catch you all next time. Ghostly, God, take care of yourself, Ghostly. Take care of yourself. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Adios.